This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. I am here with Anthem and Aria. Since 2014, the Psychic Soulmates have been providing an interactive and magical entertainment customized for any personal or business event. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm here with a dynamic duo here. Let's begin a little bit with yourself, Anthem. I mean, quite honestly, at a pretty young age, you've been able to travel across the world, share your passion out there with folks. You're an award-winning magician as well as mind reader. Tell me about this magical journey. How did this all start for you?
Sure. I was about 5 years old when it all started. My dad pulled a coin out of my ear and I was hooked. I had to become a magician. And so for about 15 years now, I was a hobbyist, and then now I'm a professional. I've gotten the opportunity with my mentor to travel all over the country and even all over the world and perform on beautiful cruise ships and beautiful theaters. And it's been a whirlwind journey that I could hope that everyone would get to experience.
That is so cool. Aria, for yourself, I mean, quite honestly, entertainment is something you know quite a bit about. We're talking about a family that grew up from vaudeville to cirque. You're used to being on a stage. What began as singing for you, now it's a passion to really connecting with your audience out there. Share with me how the two of you got started here.
Honestly, it was a chance meeting. Our friends introduced us, and they knew that we really liked magic, and it just kind of just took off. I've been a fan of magic ever since I was very small as well. So really, we met and just connected, and a show happened. Really,
That's kind of magical when you talk about it like that. I mean, quite honestly, on the stage, we all see many of the arts represented. Many of those we're familiar with. Some of those we're not so. This really, to me, is a psychic arts. Share with me a little bit what psychic arts is for people out there who maybe don't know.
Sure, the psychic arts is really varied, and there's lots of different ways to do with it, to look at it. It can include things like hypnosis, it can include psychic readings, and it can include entertainment. We are mostly in the entertainment side of things, although we have dabbled in the others as well. We find that through entertainment, we're able to affect the most people through the psychic arts.
I mean, you guys are partners up there, basically dazzling the audience. Is there almost a psychic invisible connection between the two of you, how you're able to dazzle some folks out there?
I think so, definitely. There have been some very interesting instances during our performances where some very unplanned connections have come through, which has been very interesting and cool. Yeah.
Exciting.
Does that continue to grow pretty much as the two of you work together?
Yes, and we're always trying to grow it and get it stronger and stronger so that we can affect more people, so that we can do more amazing things, and so that we can include more of a message with what we're doing.
That is very cool. Unlike traditional magicians out there, I mean, you guys are going beyond just doing a magic trick or doing something magical. You really include the people as well. I mean, how important is it being interactive that makes you successful?
Well, I would say that the interactivity is the entire success of our show. Because, you know, we're mind readers, we are mentalists, we're using other people's minds to create something amazing. And while there are a lot of magicians out there that say, hey, I found your card, now praise me, we are mostly trying to pull out the magic powers within others and show those off in front of a large group and empower our audience members.
That is pretty exciting. I mean, quite honestly, the audience is going to experience, for sure, the wow factor. They're going to be amazed. They're going to be entertained. They better come planning on laughing a little bit. To me, this seems to be the ultimate icebreaker, regardless of what the event is. Is that true?
Definitely. You know, there's so many different kinds of events where it's a networking event or it's a wedding reception where people don't know each other. But there's one question that they can all start talking about. How did they do that? How did you do that? Where did that come from? That was amazing. And it's the perfect conversation starter anytime, anywhere.
Excellent. I mean, just as amazing as the show is, how quickly you've both become very successful at it, I'm pretty amazed at where you're able to share it. I mean, pretty across a wide gamut. Everything from Norwegian cruise tours to some of the well-known corporate brands that have trusted you out there. Is that enjoyable for you, regardless of the size of group?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I mean, really, anybody who's going to book us and hire us, we always have a good time, and it doesn't matter how big the company is or what size employment party, anything. I mean, it's very important that we connect with our clients, and
fun.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of the day, have fun, but like you say, really there's a message going out there that there's some magic going on and everybody can be a part of that. Let's touch on some of the services a little bit. Let's start off, first of all, corporate America. We're pretty much learning that work hard and play hard is good for productivity. All work and no play is not good. I mean, quite honestly, this is good for corporate events, conventions out there. What are some of the things you've done for corporate America?
Well, let's see. Some of my favorite ones have actually happened recently. We love to incorporate the brand in our magic. So we would love to have envelopes mixed up, and then inside, when they're opened, it spells out the brand name, right order, and things like that. We love incorporating the brands, and we've performed on beautiful conference stages, and we've even done small VIP events. Same thing with like trade shows. Another kind of corporate world, we help promote the product and create a wow moment with their product. That emotional connection is very important.
That is very good. As we move on the personal side here, I was a wedding photographer for over 25 years before I got to television. Quite honestly, the ceremonies were all the same to me. Everybody exchanged the I-dos. The real night and day difference was in a reception. Yes. I mean, I've sat through some real quiet receptions. I've sat through some that it took people hours to really come out of their shell. This has to be great because of the fact you're able to get people connecting, coming together.
Yeah, it's a huge icebreaker. Like he said earlier, when you go into an event like that, there's just so many people who don't know each other. So that icebreaker is important. And there is a statistic, an incredible statistic, where, what was it?
Yeah, absolutely. When brides are planning their wedding, they always put their wedding dress, the wedding attire, all of that stuff, the decor before everything, and they put entertainment as one of their lowest priorities. But there was this amazing study done that showed that after 1 week after their wedding, 78% of brides would have made entertainment their highest priority, because that is the thing people remember. They don't remember what the fork looks like.
I say that all the time. I mean, when I was a photographer, there was two things. One, on the front end, your photographer should be on the front because you want to remember this more than just the mind. On the back end, you better make sure you have entertainment, okay? Because honestly, regardless of what the bride and groom is focused on, be it their cake or their dress or what it is, what every single one of them wants is for it to be memorable. They want people to be talking about it after they've left the event. This has to be something that is kind of exciting. Do you enjoy reading the testimonials after and seeing what people say about you?
Oh, yes. It's really cool to see what people genuinely do have to say. And they're all very honest, and people really, really do enjoy what we have to offer, and it's really fun to read those afterwards. Always super fun. Yeah.
Excellent. I mean, regardless of the age out there, you're able to connect with people, be it the senior citizens all the way down to the small kids. But I would have to say, when it comes to young people, this really is an engaging show. As far as school events, is this something you're able to go out and do as well?
Yes, we work with schools in basically two worlds. We use the college world and we work with the high school world. For high schools, we do fundraisers. Now, to have something like a magic show done for your high school, that brings people in, and that's exciting. And for your college, let's say it's a family day, you want something that everybody can come in and do something that they'll never forget at the college. And those are how we really make schools happy, and it's something that they never ever forget.
Excellent. I mean, never ever forget. Like we talked about, the bride and groom on a personal side, they want everyone to remember. When it comes to corporate America, it's more than wanting people to remember. That is the job. That is the point. They've got to make sure that basically the corporate branding is remembered. Is that something that these companies appreciate?
Yes, absolutely. When you have all of the VIPs or all of the high producing members in this one room, and let's say that your company is called ERS, and we spell out ERS rocks across the stage, the whole room erupts into laughter, into smiles, and start clapping. Nothing beats that emotion. No speech by any other keynote speaker could possibly produce that.
I believe that. So obviously, if corporate America is trying to make it memorable, then these cruise ships, that is their goal at the end of the day, to make sure it's memorable. I mean, they're basically trusting you to a multi-million-dollar brand out there. They're trusting to make sure that people who left that cruise go tell their friends and relatives about it so they go on the next cruise. Are the cruise ships that you do, is that an enjoyable thing?
Yeah, it's very enjoyable. I just recently did 300 shows in 6 months on a cruise ship. It was just the most incredible experience. I would never trade it for the world. And getting to travel to do your job, hey, I love that.
You can't beat that at all. Obviously, you guys can pretty much handle any size of group that people put in front of you. You've gone out there and done that in a very short period of time. What is the smallest size group that you're able to be booked for? I mean, we're talking about, can I do a birthday party, or is there somewhere in between?
Well, we have different services for different sizes. Honestly, size of a group doesn't really matter. We also do something called a mystery room where we're able to bring very small groups of people in and experience something different each time. So really, size doesn't matter.
Size doesn't matter. You heard that from a lady right there, folks. Take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. On the website, you're going to learn a little bit more about the dynamic duo here that basically met on a whim. It was kind of like magic, but they came together and realized that they both loved something, which was being on that stage and also connecting the magic of life, really. Magic of what they're able to do up there. Also interactive with, be it corporate events, personal events. Check out the testimonials online. You're going to find out these two have been out there very busy, making people smile, laugh, get excited, and it's been a great journey. As I spoke with earlier, basically, when I look at this Anthem, your life is kind of magical to begin with. In your words, you've been blessed. Has this been rewarding for you, and you continue to do this into the future?
Yes, I always come back to this phrase of I'm exactly where I need to be. And that has been a constant theme in my life of every step along the way. If I was able to remember that I'm exactly where I need to be, that real magic really followed me everywhere I went. And with that, I've been able to meet my idols and make my dreams come true. By the time I was really young, in my teens, my world started moving in the direction I wanted. And I just attribute that to the wonderful people around me and basically the belief that there is real magic around me.
Aria, for yourself, you're basically continuing a family tradition of entertainment. You've gone a step further and really thrown in some magic in there as well, which is very personal to you. When you look out there and you see those faces and you see the smiles and you see the eyes that you're connecting with, how does it make you feel?
Like $1 million. The connection that we have with our audience is so incredibly important to us. It's beyond words when we connect with just even one person in the audience. If we can have just one person in the audience just have a good time, it's worth it all. It's worth everything.
Gary, before we go, I'd like to share something with you and our audience members that I think they'll really enjoy.
Excellent. Let's roll away.
Okay.
There's two kinds of magic. There's the kind of magic that tries to fool you and the magic that moves you. We'd like to show you both kinds with a single scarf. In the first type of magic, the magician shows you something ordinary, like a knot, and then does something extraordinary with it.
Abracadabra. Now, it's nice, but it shows that the magician is just trying to deceive you and receive praise for it. And that's not our goal.
No. Now, we want to show you this trick again, but this time, instead of trying to just fool you, we want to give a message that will move you. This scarf will represent our lives. It has a beginning and an end, and in the middle is our story.
In life, we have these intense moments of triumph and pleasure, but sometimes we get stuck with a knot. And that knot could represent fear or an obstacle that you're trying to overcome or just an insecurity.
Some people forget their inner power and get stuck on a knot in their life forever. And they forget about the real magic within them.
But in order to harness this real magic, all we have to do is remember that by living our truth and by realizing that we are the masters of our destiny, we can make those obstacles disappear in our lives like magic. Abracadabra.
Very sweet. You've seen it right there, folks. We had to show you a little bit of that magic so you just get a glimpse of what you're going to experience here. Quite honestly, this is a show that you can book a private party for, a private event. They will customize it to whatever that may be. But honestly, if that's something you can't do, come out and check them out because they're local right here in Denver. You're going to catch them once a month right here. You can go to the website, take a look at the dates that are available for you. They've got Syntex tickets right there. You can book it up and get it done. Come out and check out this great dynamic duo that is providing magic for the folks here in Colorado. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.